So to create our zombie character, I'm working in Autodesk Maya 2016. Maya is one of the most, if not the most popular modeling software for the video game industry. Also, programs like 3ds Max are also used, but that's a little bit more towards the movie and motion graphics fields, whereas Maya is mainly for games, although it can be used for other fields as well. To get started off with the head of our zombie character, I'm going to click on this cube here, and then in order to create a cube in my scene, and I'm going to hit F to frame the cube. I'm now going to come over here to mesh, and I want to smooth the mesh by going to mesh smooth. Okay, and now I'm going to hit the G key because I want some more polygons for our cube there. Now it's sort of like a sphere. Even though technically you can't actually create a sphere from a cube, like a perfect sphere, but this is a sort of spherical object here. Now I'm going to scale it in this direction here, upwards in the Y direction, and you're going to see that that adds a little bit more height, and I'm just going to do that one more time. And I'm starting to like the way that this is looking for a head. I actually want to take here, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go to the face option. This is going to allow me to select the faces. I'm going to select these two faces here. Now, what I have on my computer is I set up the extrude and also the insert edge loop tools as hotkeys. So in the previous video, I showed you how to set those on your computer. So I have it set to Control E, being extrude, and to Control R to be insert edge loop tool. So I'm going to hit Control E here, and I kind of want to bring this out a little bit. Now I'm going to just jump out real quick into object mode by right clicking, going to object mode, and I want to hit the 3 key. That's my smooth mesh preview, and I like to jump back and forth. I really want to take into consideration right now keeping good edge flow, shaping the mesh in non-destructive ways, and just really trying to keep everything in quads here. Now I'm also going to come over here, and in order to make the ear, what I'm going to do, and don't forget, you could also use a symmetry. You could use a mirror cut and make symmetry for the head. We could actually do that. I could show you how to do that here. But I want to turn my head to one side and begin working on the ear. So I'm going to select 4 faces like this. Hit Control E to extrude. And I'm actually going to drag this in just a little bit. Now I'm going to hit Control E again. This time I want to push in a little bit. And I kind of want to, actually first I want to pull out a little bit. And I want to rotate this guy. So I'm pulling him out a little bit in the Z direction. Please note, I'm not grabbing the scale here, I'm grabbing this Z direction here. And now I'm hitting the E key on my keyboard to go to the rotate tool, rotating this a little bit, then slightly moving it. I'm just trying to shape this mesh right now. Now Control E again. I'll start to push in. Actually, I want to scale this a little bit. I'm just trying to look at what's the best. Basically what's going to keep this mesh sort of forming like an ear. So that's why I'm constantly revising my approach. So I'm starting to like this, but right now it's way too wide to be an ear, but that's okay, we'll fix that in a second. I want to extrude this up here. So I'm going to select those 2 faces, hit Control E, and I'm just going to pull up on this mesh like this with this tool here that pops up immediately when I do an extrude. And now I'm going to start shaping this ear right here. And you'll notice that I'm using the scale tool to do so after I make that extrusion. And I'd like to come down here again. I want to hit Control E, extrude this a little bit, pull this, I'm going to use the move tool now, and we're just going to sort of freely pull that there. And I'm starting to like this ear, but like I said, it's too wide. So I kind of just want to come into sort of a front view. So I'm holding shift right now, and I'm selecting and deselecting certain parts. I just want to select this whole ear. Now one cool trick, you could also click on one and then shift double click. So for example, if I have this, shift double click on that, select the whole edge loop. I'm going to hit Control Z just because I want the full selection of the ear again. Jump, sort of a side view, but it's still in perspective view. And I'm just going to start pulling this down like this. I'll really just shape this ear, and I want to move it just the slightest bit up. Okay. So I'm jumping back, I'm hitting the 1 key on my keyboard and then the 3 key to jump into smooth mesh preview. So the 1 key will put us in the regular view of what our polygons actually look like, and the 3 key will show us smooth mesh preview. The 2 key, actually, if we press it here, The 2 key is going to show us an outline to show us the difference between what our mesh would look like unsmooth versus smooth. Smooth mesh preview doesn't actually smooth the mesh, it just shows us a smooth preview, sometimes making it a little bit easier to work, or if we don't want to commit to smoothing. I don't like to commit to smoothing until the end, and also if you're going to rig this character, you might want to rig it and then smooth it. So it all depends if you want to rig it or texture it or what you want to do. So I'm just coming here and I just want to jump in here a little bit. Scale down this earlobe like that, or the inside of the inner ear. And I could do one more extrusion actually and just push this back a little bit, just to I really want to get this like inner ear. Okay, and the last step here is I'm just gonna take half the face. Well, first let's actually make a copy of this. So I'm just gonna hit the move key, Control D after I select the object. Make sure you've went into object mode by right clicking, going to object mode, and you're not still in faces mode. Then right click, go to face. Select half of that and delete it. Okay, and then in the next tutorial I'm going to show you how to actually finish the face, and how to add a mirror cut so that we could combine 2 halves and make symmetrical geometry.